Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from Everyday Guy, Redonkulous Guy, and welcome back to the letters. So in the last episode, quite a lot of things happened, so I'm gonna talk quick and I'm gonna be gibberish on that part. So yeah, Kylie had came over. We had quite the playtime with her. Not quite the playtime, considering I expected it to be creepy and going with some creepy faces that she really loves to do. So sometimes, yeah, she did not did that. But she got a little creepy with, hey, Takako is laughing at you. Where is Takako though? Which we found out later on in her drawings that, oh, Takako is none other than the ghost. And things then get a little crazy. We started seeing little glimpses of the past regarding Princess Charlotte, the maid and everything. Although only 2 photos we got. Cause I got 2 dead endings, being Hana's dead ending and Ash's dead ending. Yeah. And then after that we just ran away, tried or managed to, and ran into Johan's, who came up with the team to search for Hana's body because Hana's body just got disappeared, and we freaked out though. Johan's was like, calm down, we will find it, which it definitely doesn't. As you may remember in the Ashes chapter, that there was nobody in the mansion except Johan's, who just gets wrecked over by Isabella, if you remember. And then after that, as Luke, we come across the hallway where we just do the same thing that we did in the Ashes chapter, where we just get gunshotted in our hand by Ash. Ash dies, and here we are, where Hana is a little bit pissed off considering she's back, but we are like, no, you are supposed to be dead because he killed her, and you are ugly. Yeah, that's about it, and she's really pissed off by that. So let's see where this is gonna go. And so sorry, I know I've been uploading this quite frequently this week, but I feel like this is quite near the end, so I just wanna get done quickly, and that's why I'm doing it quite frequently these days. So yeah, if not this one is the last episode, then let's expect something else other than this being this week. So yeah, let's continue from where we left off last time. Hana's body shudders and shakes as if she's about to have a seizure until her visage ripples and changes. Golden yellow hair is slowly stained with inky black. Oh, it's transforming into the maid. And her face melts into that of the woman, the maid from before, with a menacing expression on her face. Along with it is the shifting of the very ground we stand on. It's a slow thing, a whisper more than a bang, as the darkness creeps into every corner of the room. The walls shudder and groan. Blood runs from the ceiling, crawls down the walls and stains the floor. It feels as if life itself is being sucked from the house slowly but surely. The beauty of the place is gone, with only the dead, decaying remains of a mansion left in its wake. I don't have to wonder if it is just the foyer that's become this nightmarish place. I can already hear it. Gone are the growling of thunder and the lashings of rain and wind against the foyer's high windows. All of it has been replaced by a more grating sound. A cacophony of voices from nowhere and everywhere echoing throughout the now horrid walls, voice that neither belongs to us nor the people who live here.
What's going on?
Help! Please!
I guess they are all the voices of people who died here. All throughout the house, shouts of alarm and surprise ring out, a mirror to the horror creeping up in each of us. Who wouldn't be shocked? This is insane! Even Daisy, feisty woman that she is, trembles at the sight of it, clinging desperately to Lily while Style stands protectively in front of the two. Yeah, we can see that. I suppose it only makes sense for the man to take on that role when their friend is gone. Something to hold on to when here seems to be no end in sight to this insanity. If anything, this only feels like it's the beginning of the end.
Help me! Oh my god! Please, somebody! Anybody! Who are you? Stay away!
No. Stay away. Stay away.
Or you would have been so beautiful.
sorry.
Their screams fill the mansion. She laughs all the while, a harsh, agonizing sound that goes on for what feels like forever. Oh boy, until there is nothing but silence, her horrid smile and pale hands reaching out to me, calling, beckoning, pleading. I'm terrified. I really am, like I should be, but I have never been to truly stay afraid. I have long learned that fear will not get me anywhere. Cowering in a corner doesn't keep me safe, and it will not keep me alive like the race does. I've learned to use this burning hate inside of me to survive. There is no difference now.
Stay away from me!
Why do you wish to leave? This is where you belong, my lord. Remember the blood you shed. The very same one that now taints this house, along with many others.
I did not do this, you lie! I did nothing!
What of her then? Your wife, your sunshine. Doesn't her blood already stain these halls? Stain your hands?
Then, Hana's really? You're the one who... You killed her. Your own wife!
She's lying!
The words sound so familiar. Just a few days ago, I've spouted the same ones at that vile woman who ruined everything. If it weren't for that Munter, that harlot, it's no use. A seed has already been planted in their heads. Defending myself, especially against the likes of them, is pointless. But yeah, even Daisy is now looking at me with the same revolting stares people have given me once they know of my dirt.
So it's true then? With Hana? Hana, Luke?
I don't know what she's talking about. Are you that gullible, Daisy? Do you really believe the words of a murderer?
Now you deny it. Pointing fingers, aren't we? You see, my love, no difference. No difference, you and I. Just like the rest of us. Just like every single soul in this putrid wreck. We've waited for so long. You can hear them, yes? Their pleas, their calls, their invitation. Come, my lord. The house seeks its master.
I don't care what happens with Luke. I'm much worried about the other three though. She, the monster, reaches out again, her hands a gory, abhorrent sight, along with that smile spread across her face. My body's already moving on instinct. Stumbling back one step at a time in a desperate beat to be away from her, anything to put distance between me and this wild creature. No matter what she says, I am nothing like her. I need to get out of this house, out of this country preferably. There's nothing for me here, not anymore. I want to keep tied to this place. With Hana gone, shock and likely taken by this woman as well, nothing's left to bind me to this wretched city. I can leave. My footsteps on something sending me sliding on my back and flat on the floor. Beside me, a paper, familiar one, flutters down. It's this thing again, from the open arms, though it feels less like a gimmick and more like a threat, what with recent events. It must have fallen from the detective in the commotion earlier, and with its owner having met a gruesome death, now it simply bears its equally grisly message for everyone in the room to see. Help me. Help me. Help me. Is this it? What they have been telling us? Why everything in my life has gone to because of some stupid old letter? An invitation indeed. One I'm not willing to accept. Not any time. From the top of the stairs, the creature moves again, drawing my attention back to her. Her gait remains slow and awkward as she walks forward, that smile never leaving her. But I won't give her the chance. I'm not dying here, and certainly am not giving myself to a hideous creature like her either. Adrenaline kicks in, and despite panic gasps and worried glances from Daisy's friends, I pay them no mind as I reach for the main door and, without warning, it slams open, revealing not the mansion grounds like I'm expecting. Oh. Before my mind can even comprehend what's happening, black tendrils have already coiled tightly around my limbs, dragging every person in the foyer into the room. None of us even get to scream when darkness completely envelopes us upon the doors closing. Whoa.
Understand where your place pieces now, my love. You belong here. Is it so difficult to grasp? We've been waiting.
There is a moment of panic when the feeling of the tendrils around my limbs finally dissipates. As soon as my eyes adjust to the darkness of the room and I am on my feet, I'm reaching for the knife and holding it out, watching and waiting for every movement, using it as a way to put distance between me and these peasants. Who knows what they will do to me now that they know what I've done. There's only 5 of us in this room, 3 of them friends at that. Though Mint has already gone loon, crouched in a corner and muttering to herself, you can't really say anyone's safe from her. Oh, she has gone insane then. If anything, she's the one I should watch out for. I cannot trust these people not to turn on me. I cannot trust anyone. Not anymore. Not after this. Despite the pleading looks, Lily shoots my way while they all huddle in the corner behind steel. But I have to remind myself that even people like her are capable of doing the unpleasant. She's only human after all. It's never an excuse why even Hana has her cunning, manipulative moments, though she does it much subtler than I. Why else would Lily show this letter to us that day if not to save herself? I guess that backfired on her now that she and her own friends are also stuck here. Still, I have every right to be livid. Everything that I've built has fallen apart. All because these people came into our lives.
You! All of you! This is all your fault! If I'm dying to this bloody case, I'm taking you all down with me!
Hey now, Mr. Wright. I know the situation ain't good, but we have to calm down. We're all in the same boat here.
You shut your mouth! If it weren't for you, for this letter, for all of you, none of this would have happened! Hana would still be...
Suddenly, Daisy steps up and slaps the knife away from my hand.
Don't you dare, Luke! Don't you dare put that blame on us!
Without batting an eye, glaring at me as if she might just rip my head off in this instant, said knife slides uselessly under the table out of my reach. Well, the fact that she was the one who was blaming Isabella though, so yeah, it's kind of the thing, like she's saying this, so yeah. I should have expected she's not the kind to submit even under threat. Right now all of us appears smaller, facing her anger.
Last I checked, we're not the one whose hands have been stained with his wife's own blood!
And what about your friend over there? Are you saying she is responsible for this mess? For the lives this sorting letter took? Dragging other people into her own problems just so she could save her little sorry self? You think I haven't seen that before? Getting real tired of your double standards, Daisy!
You know this curse is an entirely different issue, Luke. Because, knowing you, I don't doubt that even without that blasted letter, you would have eventually...
Rebecca, stop! All of you stop this!
Hear Lily speak out loud, I can't say I'm not surprised. She has always given me the impression of someone so meek from the moment I've met her, either from her inexperience or her station in life. She has never struck me as someone fitting to be a real estate agent. If anything, that meltdown she had during the open house had only proven my assumptions. Until now. Quietly she puts herself between me and Daisy, cutting whatever scathing words we have yet to hurl at each other. The way she glares at me, it reminds me a little of the way my own mom would look at me. Particularly when I've done something wrong and it's not a stare she's unused to showing. She has done this before, probably to a younger sibling. If she only sees us now as a pair of squabbling kids and not two mature adults, well, that's only to be expected. No doubt that's how she is. For a long moment, there's only silence in the room. Still, the big oaf doesn't even dare to break it. Merely watching the 3 of us behind 2 women who he towers over significantly too soft. Not that it matters when Lily starts speaking again after some of the anger and tension has been lifted from the room.
Stop this, please! With or without that damn piece of paper,
A deep breath. An exhale. Then she closes her eyes, a crease forming between her eyebrows while she grips her hand tightly in front of her.
We still would have ended up in this mess.
The atmosphere that descends into the room right after that admission is anything but pleasant. Can I call it that? An admission? It seems like it from the way her eyes nervously flick between her friends and I. She appears to know more than she lets on, and how she makes herself appear smaller after dropping that bomb on us don't sit quite well with me. And patience is something I don't have the luxury of having right now and bestowing upon other people. What else does this girl know? What else is she not telling us? Because from the looks of this, even her friends has no idea what she's talking about. Unwilling to wait, I grab her arm before she retreats without explanation, waving the letter still in my hand in front of her.
Ow! Sir, you're hurting me! Luke, will you stop taking it out on every single person?
Your friend is hiding something, Daisy.
She struggles for a moment, but my hold eventually forces her to look up at me. Fear and uncertainty spreads across her features, especially when her eyes land on the damned paper. As much as I want to be considerate right now, I want answers.
What do you mean, Lily?
I'm not sure about it.
Don't give me that, you know something!
Ow! Please, sir. I know the paper's useless, okay?
At the mention of the letter, all of a sudden, Mint stands. I have almost forgotten she is here. Her ramblings have faded away in the shouting. Without warning, she snatches the paper out of my hand. It's a miracle it didn't rip right there and there, but the way she glares at it, I think she may want to do exactly that.
We should have gotten rid of this thing! We should have burned it at the first opportunity we got!
No, even if we rip it to shreds, it won't do anything. I think...
You don't know what I've seen, Santos. There were children! Victims! All because they had no idea what this thing will do to them! Oh God, those poor souls!
Then what about those people they mentioned in the news lately? All those who died? My coworkers? The open house clients? None of them had seen it. Even Rose. And yet they're all dead. I should know. That letter has been with me since I picked it up. And I swear I didn't make copies of this thing. Even if I wanted to save myself, I wouldn't do that to my friends. Or anyone.
And yet we're all here! Are you taking me for a fool, Lily?
Maybe this letter saves people or gives an opportunity to fight, maybe?
I have to go with whiskey on this. Who knows how many has already seen this before you found it? This cursed thing has to go!
We would have ended up here either way. Maybe? I really don't know. Sir, please. All I know is that paper isn't the reason why all of this is happening. There's something else that...
This place.
Steele has been quiet this entire time, that the sound of him talking, however whispered it is, still manages to catch us all off guard. We all pause, turning to him with likely the same question in our eyes.
What?
Oh, I just thought... I mean, it's a straight thought, don't take my word for it.
No, it might be something. What about this place, Zach? Maybe it's also the reason why Ash went here.
There is still a moment where he hesitates, but Lily's urging eventually spurs him into speaking.
I was just thinking, maybe Ash is right for why he went here. This is where Bella found that thing, right? And then this.
Regardless, Steele pauses, allows Lily to remember. Soon enough, whatever it is dawns on her, and her face lights up with something like hope. Of all things in this nightmare, hope? Her head snaps up and she reaches for Steele's arm to give it a squeeze. Assurance or a confirmation, the meaning is lost even to Daisy, who glances at them baffled.
Belle, what are you... Becca, it's this place. Think about it. What? You mean, like, burn this place down?
I still think we should get rid of this letter before we start thinking of destroying a place with some historical value!
What? No! We are not burning a multi-million-pound mansion, you peasants! I just spent a fortune on this! Bloody hell, not only do I have trespassers on my property, but they're also arsonists!
How dare they suggest something like that? Bloody peasants. My head's already aching just listening to them, to think this is all the solution they can come up with. I should have just stabbed all of them and made a run for it. It doesn't help that with each second we spend talking here, the crazier this whole place gets. But this makes sense considering whoever saw the letter, that is us only, have not died. And I mean, not died exactly like the people that have died till this point, the other NPC players, I mean. And we have kind of got an opportunity to do something at least. So I feel like the letter is more of like a card to save yourself, or an opportunity to fight against this. So yeah, this place might just very well be the thing to get out of this curse. Voices have become louder and somehow sounding more vicious. If the things in this room start floating, mark my words, I will flip out. And they may not be thinking of it right now, but eventually they will turn on me. Such is the nature of humans. Better find a way out of this place as soon as possible if I want to stay alive. I still have so much to do. None of our choices seem sound, but who knows? We don't understand a crap about this place. Might as well try everything, yeah? Whatever works. If I also have to be the one to make that bloody decision, so wait. There's room for errors, but the only sane one doing the thinking. On the off chance I'm wrong, well, they suggested it. Oh, I decided to. Finally a choice in this game, or in this chapter, because it has been quite a while, so let's save. Okay, so as I already said, there is a good chance that burning the letter is just gonna ruin our chances of fighting against this thing. Then this one, where it makes sense, because the letter gave us the chance to be alive or fight against it, rather than not seeing the letter, which caused to an insta-death to all the other people who did not saw it. So I guess burning the mansion is a good thing, cause yeah, this is where it all started. Or we still don't know what is the thing over here that happened. I'm going to regret this. I will. But with this cries growing louder, this has become the easiest decision I've ever made. I'm getting tired of hearing her sobbing. Really, it's just irritating. Isn't she getting tired of it? Besides, someone has to act fast, think fast. And what else is the root cause of our problems? At this place where the letter was found. No need to make things more complicated. It started here. Why won't it end here? If what Lily has said is true, then there's all the more reason to destroy it. Put an end to this madness before someone thinks of putting this blasted place up in the market. When I get out of this place, I swear I'm suing a bunch of people. Run that estate agent to ground if need be. Spend millions, damn it. Millions. With a sigh and perhaps a heavy heart, I open one of the drawers in my study table, taking a bottle of liquor out for myself, then passing it on to every occupant in the room. They accept it, but not without a look of protest or a confused glance my way. It does shut them all up, so maybe I've done something good. Yeah, it's gonna act like a Molotov. Even more when I pop the cork off the bottle and I pour its content on the floor.
Well, what are you simpletons waiting for?
We waste no time dousing the whole room, the smell of alcohol filling the air. If I didn't know any better, I'd say they are more eager to set this whole place on fire. And the blaze catches easily in this room when I set it alright, using the blasted paper as kindling. With the whole place drenched with wine and all manner of things alcoholic I have been hiding from Hana, the small fire soon turns into an inferno. In a matter of seconds, we are out the door. It doesn't exactly lead where I'm hoping it will, although ending up in the kitchen does give us more reason to play like a bunch of pyromaniacs. Fishing the liquor stocks from the cupboards, we also do the same thing we have done to the study. Door after door in every room we pass, pouring bottle after bottle of expensive aged liquor and setting everything on fire, only leaving once the blaze has started in earnest. When we run out of liquor, we simply drop the bottle and take one off from the many nooks I have stashed one. And there's no lack of it in here. The hard stuff, the shots, the watered down kind, gifts from our distant relative, friends, so-called friends, you name it. I've made sure there's always one within reach. Hana had called me out on this numerous times before, telling me of the same thing. I've always told her she doesn't know the half of it before completely dismissing her concerns. Worry what, that woman. Turns out it will be useful now. Not to drown out my sorrows, but for this wonder of wonders. Though I suppose I can now say it has also saved my life. Although it can very well take your life too, so yeah. But there's no time for some introspection now. Because with each room we pass and burn, the place also becomes easier to navigate. As if it's slowly righting itself. Returning to what it's supposed to be. Soon we finally find ourselves standing before the main door. The strong odor of burning wood, cloth and varnish alike wafts from under the doors of the room we have previously torched, slowly filling the hall with the thick black smoke. The blaze has also started in earnest in every part of the house. I can already feel the heat seeping from the rooms I have set aflame. In a matter of minutes, flames will engulf the whole house. Fittingly, that is when she appears again before us, watching us from the top of the stairs while her world goes up in flames around her. However, what catches my eyes is that expression on her face. Not the wild smile I've already grown accustomed to, or the one where her eyes gleamed with complete hatred. This one. Forlorn is the only word I can think to describe it. What does that mean?
No, please. Help me. Help me, please.
Can the dead still feel? Can she hear us? Or is that merely another one of her tricks to trap us in this nightmare? Like this, however, she seems almost like the woman she used to be. I have to remind myself she is no longer Hana. The woman I loved is gone, and who stands before me is nothing but a pale imitation of who she used to be. And I don't waste any time pondering over it. Not with the exit just a few steps away. The doors finally open, and through it I glimpse the world outside. Safety. However, I do turn, if only to see the last of her. A farewell more than anything. For all her attempts to lure me, draw me in, her wishes to be with me, she does not stop me when I finally run from this horrid place. Quietly she disappears. Whoa, lighted up, watching a multi-million pound house burn before me. For some reason, nothing about this bothers me. Maybe it's that one last look on her face that has changed it. Maybe it's what I've seen and heard inside. There's only a calm, a stillness. The same hush that comes after a terrible storm has swept the countryside. And with it is the sight of the sun rising above the horizon. Ever so slowly, the sky begins to lighten before my eyes. Darkness giving way to the warm, warning hues, soft rays spilling over the vast expanse of Fluxburn's countryside. Nearby, the trees sway and rustle with the breeze, a passing draft that carries even into this room from outside, cold enough to make me shiver. The remains of a storm that has passed. In the distance, I can hear the soft chirping of birds while the rest of the world stirs, wakes. Dawn at last. We are free. Oh. Epilogue. Whoa. Like the flames that engulfed the mansion that night, whispers quickly spread across Luxman City after the incident. Officers who investigated it have simply deemed it an unfortunate accident resulting in deaths of innocent lives. Regardless of the truth, Look Right files criminal charges against BRC after for undisclosed reasons to the public, forcing the latter to declare bankruptcy, a move that has merely stoked the rumors further. But for those who still believe in the stories of the old and those who know the truth, it is but a testament to the curse and the secrets the Ermengarde mansion has hidden for centuries. If there will come a time those will finally be revealed, only the ashes of the now ruined mansion know. However, on the nights when the wind howls and thunder booms across the sky, some still claim hearing of voices where it once stood, of cries and wails that fill the nights and desperate calls of help for anyone who dares listen. As for those who once tread its halls, although Look Right has won his legal battle with BRC, another tech leak places him and Red Enterprise under the spotlight months later. This time, however, with the then Chief Inspector Harvey Lee's sudden absence, the businessman isn't able to escape close scrutiny. Oh, wonder how that happened. in an investigation headed by the newly appointed Chief Inspector Abigail Harris. All of Wright's Enterprises' illegal business dealings within the past 10 years come to light. Boom, baby! Yes, although his involvement with other crimes is still being investigated, Hannah Wright's death in particular, the disclosure has caused a huge outcry, especially from the city's business sector. Sued on multiple grounds, the company is ultimately forced to shut down. Oh boy, yes. Meanwhile, to avoid public outrage, the once affluent businessman immediately leaves the city. All of his bank accounts have been emptied, including his Luxburn apartments, leaving not a single trace or clue where he might be hiding. The last anyone has seen of the man was on a flight bound for Ireland. Till this day, no one has heard from him, even his people from the old Wright Enterprise, who have all been left to deal with the aftermath. Though over the past few months after the situation has come, some have made claims of spotting him flitting in and out of the city, if only to check on those he has left behind. Okay, months after her recovery, Marion McCullough heads back to her homeland, ready to close a chapter of a past she has left hanging for so long. Yep. There she visits Lauren's grave, asking for forgiveness from the girl she once loved, something she has intentionally avoided for years. In spite of this, a different regret still clings to her, one that has been left by what she has witnessed inside the Ermengarde mansion. She never returns to Luxburn after, leaving her interior design company in the hands of her secretary instead. But with her absence, the business eventually declines until they are forced to shut it. Oh man. Unexpectedly, she turns to music years later, hoping it will someday drown out the voices and the gruesome memories still lingering in her head. By some stroke of luck or an unfortunate circumstance of fate, Marion encounters Luke Wright once again, almost a year after she returned home. She meets the man in the local marketplace, newly saddled, fumbling and confused. Although her opinion of him remains ambivalent at best, she reluctantly offers help, especially after seeing him stumble on his Gaelic more times than she deems acceptable, and it becomes a start. Not to a close friendship by any means, but perhaps something akin to it. And on the better days, when pictorial and scathing words don't get in the way, there's only the pleasant companionship one offers to the other. Casual visits to the other's house, sharing a bottle of wine or two, and simply talking about anything under the sun. A comfort after they are mutually lost. Something they both eventually learn to accept or appreciate with time. With the help from family and friends, Zachary Steele is soon able to open a photography studio of his own, something he has only dreamed of having as a child. Although he still hopes to get back to making indie films someday, client work and small projects has kept him mostly busy. Hectic as it may be, he can only be glad for the amount of work pouring in. It has made moving on from the incident in Ermengarde Mansion easier, if not faster. Even with his success, he still hasn't forgotten what he has lost during that time. But while there are still nightmares, with support from his family, his doctors, and his own drive, the darker images have finally turned into pleasant dreams. He's aware he won't ever truly forget, but he's no longer running away. At times when he's not busy or after a hard day's work, he thinks there's another story for the big screen to be told in that. And an idea he may soon turn into reality once his time affords it. In the months that follow, Rebecca Gales becomes a prominent researcher within Luxburn's major academic circles, especially after writing what she has discovered about Anselm Village and the Ermengarde Mansion. With the help from Professor Andrew Clark, she is soon able to secure funding to continue her research, presenting her findings yearly at local and international symposiums. Okay, hope I said that right. Now at the tail end of her current study, she hopes to publish her first book, correcting all inaccuracies in the city's current history. a move supported by both colleagues, students, and friends alike. Though she knows she still has a long way to go before she can even begin to change people's mind about it, Professor Clark has warned her as much. She perseveres, doing it not for herself, but for the sake of what she lost after the curse. As fresh as the wounds are still, this is how she remembers. No matter how disturbing her experience with the curse may have been, she remains the worrywart she always has been. Even after what she has seen, she continues to fret over people she cares about, sometimes much to her frustration or embarrassment. But if there's one thing that has shifted, it's her relationship with the people in their little group, particularly with Zachary Steele. In fact, on numerous occasions, she has been spotted dropping by his new studio, bringing the man food on days when he's swamped with work. They also seem to have grown more comfortable around each other than before. Maybe it's born out of their shared experience. Or maybe the way they see each other has simply changed naturally due to the years they have known each other. Regardless of the whys, it's a change the man welcomes and appreciates. In turn, he strives to return her kind gestures whenever he can. For all the horrors they have seen, who would have thought something good will come out of it? With her newfound courage, Isabella Santos finally chooses to pursue what she really wants for herself. Yep, that's painting. Having made enough to keep her family afloat for a few years, and with their blessing, she quits her job at BRC and takes the scholarship offer from the local university. Though remarkably out of practice and unsure if she will be able to keep up by the time she returns to university, she finds her feet soon enough with the help from people close to her. And with her confidence in her skills growing, so do the number of people recognizing her and her work. It doesn't take long for several award-giving bodies to take notice of her. For all her accomplishments, however, she has never truly forgotten what happened at the Ermengarde mansion, nor what she has lost. The images still remain in her, and on particularly unpleasant nights, terrors come to visit her dreams. She knows those won't ever disappear from her life. It has become a part of her in the same way death has permanently taken from her. However, she is no longer afraid, and with a brave face, she carries on, earnestly wishing that someday she will be able to paint brighter, more vivid thoughts on her canvas. An honest portrayal of life and hope amidst the fear. Shortly after accepting the scholarship grant from Luxembourg University, Isabella moves from Salemville residences in favor of staying in a dorm close to her campus. Although Rebecca Gales quick to offer assistance for the move, she does admit she will be missing her neighbor for more than 5 years. When all is said and done, she has become fonder of the girl over the years, and with their shared experience over the curse, they have only grown closer. Isabella lives with a promise to visit every once in a while, and even though she still jokingly complains about Rebecca's bossy attitude, she confesses that she also misses the woman's fussing. After all, in a place miles away from her real family, Rebecca is still the closest thing she has to a sister. More than a year later, once everything in their respective lives have settled, Zachary Steele and Isabella Santos finally hold their first exhibit together. A project that has been in the making for almost 2 years after the photographer casually brought it up to the other artist. While merely intended as a small event, it has been surprisingly attended by several members of Luxembourg's upper class and art enthusiasts too. Although only a few of the pieces have been meant for sale, the show has brought prominence to Zachary and Isabella's name in the city's art scene. It has been followed by several other exhibits by the two, both in and out of the city. Currently, they are planning to hold their first show overseas. Yet, even with this unexpected, overwhelming fame, friendship between the two has remained strong. Theirs, after all, is a bond that goes beyond being mere partners in a small project. He's her family as much as she is his. Although Isabella has already taken the first steps towards her dreams, she has never forgotten the sacrifice her friend has made for her. Damn it, Ashton. The same one who has quietly encouraged her despite his careless words. Even after so many years, she remains a constant visitor where Ashton Frey lies. Sometimes staying for an entire day, simply speaking of the mundane, exchanging jibes with the man as if he is still there with her. The wounds are still fresh, she can never deny that. There will always be a part of her that will carry the grief of losing him and another that left with him. But Isabella soldiers on with life instead of wallowing in her grief, knowing the detective will only tease her for sulking so long. She paints, and it is how she has chosen to remember him. Alrighty, wow. We are finally done with the letter. Although not done, considering there are a lot of ways to take in this game. Damn. Whoa. This was quite a game, I will say. I really enjoyed the slow but so very well done pacing of this game. It really puts you in the situation of, like, you know, caring for the characters, I will say. And yeah, although not emotionally, where it's not like, oh my god, he died, I'm gonna cry now, or makes me wanna cry. No, nothing like that. But still, it kinda gets you a little like, oh, why, hey, no. Yeah, kinda like that. Especially it happened with me when Hana died, I will say. I was like, no, why? I tried my so best to be good. But damn, this was a good visual novel. A very long one, but worth it. It was so good. It is so good. And your choices in this game matter a lot. It matters a lot in this game. Because, oh boy, I looked on the branch routes of all the chapters and it's crazy. It is crazy, the branch routes in this game. It matters. The game changes drastically. I assume I have just done first chapter and second chapter, all endings and branch routes. But I can simply imagine it can go crazy. And don't worry, I will definitely do all endings guide of this game. I've done the first 2 chapters, but on the others, I was like, oh boy, there are so much, so I'm just gonna wait to get done with this game, my first run on this game, and then I will go for it. And yeah, now I will go for it. So wow, let's see if there's anything after the credits, and if not, then yeah, I will see you in the next cut now. Thanks everyone for playing. Hope you enjoyed the game. It's been fun being part of the production and I really appreciate the team's effort to incorporate what we suggested. Hope to see you somewhere again. I love you, Kylie and Baby and Jaden. Oh boy. Wow. Hana, best plot and backstory. Best plot though. Oh, that was good. Oh boys. Okay, let's see if anything is there after this. Oh, yes, there is.
Tio? Where are you, Tio? Tio? Please? She's here! She's still here, Tio! Help me! Please!
What was that? What? No, Kylie, what? Kylie, Oh my god, Takako killed her. What? Oh my god, what was that? Oh, what? She never died? Because yeah, she had also possessed her, or the fact that she had not seen the letter, so she was still one more remaining to be killed off by the curse. But she does not kill off because she loved to creep people out using her. And my god, the ghost killed her at the very end. My god. And begged for Luke to come, but he won't come, definitely. How, I mean, oh wow, this just totally ruined the, not so much happy, but kind of a happy, normalish ending type of vibe with such a disaster that happened at the very end, where she just like cracked her throat. God damn. So bad. So crazy that was. What? Oh. That was crazy. Whoa. So let's read this thing. Dear me. If you are reading this, that means you have finished playing the game in one way or another, and we thank you for the time you have spent in playing the letter. The game is our passion project more than anything, and we sincerely hope we delivered in bringing you a one-of-a-kind visual novel experience. Oh boy, this was one-of-a-kind, definitely. The letter is hopefully the first of many visual novels coming from us. If you liked what we did with this game and would like to support us, please consider donating to our Patreon account. You can also follow us on social media to get the updates. I already did that, and our visual handle is Yang Mobile. Thank you so much for everything. Let's talk soon. Love, YYM team. Alrighty. Wow. Okay, anything more? This is crazy. What? This is so crazy, man. I am just shocked by what happened at the very end. I totally did not thought that the ghost would separately go after Kylie to kill her off, because my god, that was crazy. Wow. I don't know if there is any way of saving her. I guess definitely there is, but wow, that was crazy. So yeah, with that we are done with the letter, the first run of this game, I will say, not the end of it all, I will say. Yeah, so in the next episode there is actually an extra chapter 2, yeah. Oh, okay. No, it was, let me see, there was an extra chapter that I remember. Okay, I thought this epilogue section was like in a separate chapter or so, but no, it's actually not. So yeah, we are done with everything. Only thing that we are left with is all the other branch routes and all the other endings of all the chapters. So yeah, still didn't got to know much about what exactly happened in the past. What made this curse come up in the first place? What happened with Princess Charlotte and with that maid, and who is the real villain in this game? We still don't know. Yeah, I guess the other endings and memory fragments that we will get from other endings will shed a light onto what exactly is the story of this game, or not exactly the story, the past of this curse, I will say, or how it became a curse. Yeah, because yeah, we are done with the story though, with what we just did for the past 31 episodes now. Yeah, so with that we are done. I absolutely loved this game. It was amazing. It has a really good pacing. The voice acting is brilliant. I loved the voice actors. My favorite one being Luke's voice actor and Hannah's voice actor, and maybe also of Rebecca, I guess I will say. This 3 to 4 people, yeah. And scary, I won't say exactly scary, but horror, the creepiness is definitely there. It definitely is there, and I loved it. Definitely there are, I mean, since this is a very big game, there were definitely places where there were grammatical errors, but still, I myself fumble a lot, so I'm like, okay, we can just let that go off. So, yeah, we are done with this. Hope you enjoyed. If you have been following me for the past 31 episodes, then we are done with this one. Though not completely, because I will definitely go for all the endings of this game, definitely. And with that, hope you liked this episode and this series. If you did, please click that like button, subscribe for more awesome content, comment down below your thoughts, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Because yeah, we are not done as I just said. So yeah, goodbye and Shabakir.